All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Fantasy Football Live with the Fantasy Sports Boss. It is Thursday night Fantasy Cast night. We have the Buffalo Bills against the New England Patriots in a big divisional game. You know, the AFC East is pretty loaded with the Dolphins, the Jets, the Bills, and the Patriots all in the hunt for the playoffs. So this is definitely going to be a significant game in terms of the regular postseason stretch for the NFL, but also in the fantasy football realm. We have a lot of big name players tonight: Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Isaiah McKenzie, Ramondre Stevenson, who I think is going to have an absolutely huge day just on volume alone tonight. So curious to see. I wanted to come in a little bit earlier today because there's a lot of injury news to get to, and including the fact that Deebo Samuel did not practice today. Now I know it was raining for practice, and maybe they didn't want to get him. They were worried about potential aggravation of whatever the injury he's dealing with his hamstring. But that's something that we're going to have to look to tomorrow to see what his status is going to be. Going to go through the injury report before the kickoff there at 8:20. So we got about 50 minutes or so before that game kicks off. And then, of course, take your questions from the chat, whatever start sit questions you might have, make sure you put it in the chat there and I'll answer them for you. Those who are new to the channel, hit the subscribe, hit the notification button. Tomorrow, Football Friday, we'll do a live stream probably around 5:00 Eastern time to discuss the final injury report of the week. So make sure you tune in for that. And so I'm looking forward to tonight's game. I think it's going to be good. For myself, I'm invested with Jacoby Myers tonight. I do have him as my wide receiver 3. I have DeAndre Hopkins on a bye, so I have dusted off Jacoby Myers. So I'm putting him in the lineup. Not expecting a lot. I think he's going to probably be in between, 7 to 10 fantasy points. Anything more than that, I'll take as a bonus. I'm hoping he doesn't have any further injury issues like he did on Thanksgiving. Says, he feels fine. He's going to be good to go. So we'll see what happens there. Death Lord, how you doing? Charles Sino, really enjoy your insight, boss. If Najee's out, would you give Warren? Would you flex Warren over Darius Slade? Yes, I would. I think that Najee is going to be out. Although if he does get into practice tomorrow, the thing with Najee Harris is he almost always suits up. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. If he does practice tomorrow, I think he will play. If he doesn't, Jaylen Warren absolutely is a flex over Darius Slayton. Atlanta gives up a lot of rushing yards. Commanders have good pass defense. Yes, yeah, definitely I would put in Jaylen Warren for sure. Any updates on Josh Jacobs? He did practice today. Aaron Jones, I haven't seen anything. Antonio Gibson did not practice today. And Jamar Chase, I haven't seen anything yet. Worst case scenario, start both Jeff Wilson and Tony Pollard. Yeah, I mean, you could. It's a bad matchup for Jeff Wilson. I really actually hate that matchup for him. So I wouldn't go Jeff Wilson if you can help it there. So let's go through the injury report before. So Josh Jacobs did practice today. He was limited. All right. So listen, the fact that he even got on the field when we were told that he was hardly going to practice at all this week, I think is a good sign. I think Jacobs will be out there. He's another one of those guys like Najee Harris who, he could be limited Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but then he winds up suiting up for the game. So, Jacobs has good durability. I think he'll be out there, and I think he'll be fine in terms of workload. Mike Williams did not practice today. He's not going to play, folks. So Mike Williams is going to miss another day with his high ankle sprain. So that just means you fire up Josh Palmer again. So, I've been over this many times with Josh Palmer. Josh Palmer is a wide receiver 3 with upside to be a wide receiver 2 anytime Mike Williams or Keenan Allen misses action. So Mike Williams is not going to play. Not official, but he didn't practice yesterday. He didn't practice today. They're still going to make sure that ankle is okay since he's already re-injured it, and they have the playoffs in mind there. So Christian McCaffrey, good update for him today. He said he dodged a bullet. He will play Sunday in full. So he says he feels great. No issue there. Yeah, Death Lord, Josh Jacobs is playing for a contract. He's not going to miss any time. But Christian McCaffrey's good to go. So, if you spent the freight on Jordan Mason, it doesn't look like this is going to be the week where he's, could get a significant amount of carries, but he will get work. Along the line of Elijah Mitchell, probably 7 to 10 carries, which is, not horrible. In deeper leagues, you can certainly think about playing him, but Mason is really just a stash. Hopes all is well. Thank you, L. You too. With Debo not practicing, I'm looking at possibly having to start Lazard or DPJ off my bench. I would go DPJ with Deshaun Watson back over Lazard, who's been terrible lately. Or picking up Van Jefferson or Zay Jones. You know what? I do like Zay Jones over both of those guys because they're playing the Detroit Lions. It's a really good matchup for the Jaguars, so I do like Zay Jones. All right, Charles Cena with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Charles. I really appreciate that super chat. Very generous of you. And again, guys, anytime you contribute to the channel, it's never expected. The streams are always going to be free, but it's certainly greatly appreciated by me. It does help with the channel, and helps me to keep doing this. Makes it worthwhile for sure. Hey, boss, start Davis tonight. Need to start two. Jamal Williams, Gabe Davis, Rashad White. I would do Jamal Williams and Rashad White. Gabe Davis is too hit or miss for me. And, Isaiah McKenzie is becoming more of a thing lately. So I'm just not a Gabe Davis fan. I'm the wrong person to ask about Gabe Davis. Would you play Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts this week? Also, would you play CMC or Walker? I would play CMC. Definitely. Walker hasn't been good the last couple of weeks. I don't know if he's hitting a rookie wall, but he hasn't been good. As far as Jalen Hurts, he's been so unreal. I think Josh Allen's going to be solid tonight, though. But he's had trouble with the New England defense in the past. If I had to pick, I would go Hurts because there's no injury concern. He's going to run more than Allen will. I like the matchup. I would go Hurts. But, I hate making those decisions because, if Allen goes off tonight, then it looks terrible. And we got to wait a couple of days for Hurts to get in there. I was thinking Zay Jones, too. Yes, Zay Jones I do like. Lamar Jackson, yes. Lamar Jackson practicing full, so that was the other thing. Lamar Jackson looks good to go. He's beat up a little bit, so I am worried about him. It's not a good matchup against Denver. I really don't love that matchup, but I have Justin Fields as well, who also practiced in full today. He's going against Green Bay. The problem with Fields is twofold. No Darnell Mooney, and we don't know how many design runs he's going to have. And if they're trying to protect his shoulder and not give him a lot of design runs, that's going to greatly hurt the upside fantasy point-wise for Justin Fields. Hope you're doing well, Bus. Thank you, Bo. I hope you're doing well, too. Let's see. Need running back two choices, Devin Singletary, Kyron Williams. Who would you say? Gosh, I would go Kyron Williams. Seattle's run defense has been horrible. Cam Akers did not practice again. He's sick. What does he have? Is it the flu? Is it COVID? We never hear about COVID anymore, so who knows? I would go Kyron Williams. I think he's got more upside. What's up, boss? Michael P., I hope all is well with you, too. Sitting Davis tonight, too hard to trust. Yeah, I agree. Listen, if he goes off tonight, then congratulations, Davis. I'm not – once every 5 games, if he goes off, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. That Burks call came in clutch. Appreciate it. What do you think more out of Zay Jones, Swift, White, Palmer, and Pacheco? Need 2. I like Zay Jones, definitely. And I'd have to go Palmer slightly over Rashad White just because no Mike Williams. Bills defense, Tampa defense, or Green Bay defense? I'd have to say Tampa defense because Matt Ryan is just a sitting duck. Joe Castle's $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Joe. Once again, I really appreciate your contributions. White or Warren to start. I'm going to go White. I think Warren, they might baby him just a little bit because he's coming back from a hamstring injury. Benny Snell, who's a little bit beat up himself, I think he'll play and he'll get some carries. And we still don't know if Najee Harris is going to play. I think he could if he gets into practice tomorrow. There is at least a chance he will practice tomorrow. So, Joe, again, thank you for that super chat. I really appreciate it. And I still like Rashad White. I did the video, even in a 60-40 split with his advantage. I think he'll be solid. And there should be a positive game script for the Bucs against the Colts. Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson going forward. Deshaun Watson, 100%. I really like Deshaun Watson. He's got a plush first assignment. I think he's going to be rusty, and I don't think they're going to be passing as much as you think because they're probably going to jump on Houston early and, kind of ease him back into the lineup there. What do you think about Jets D against Vikings? Listen, Mike P., you got to start the Jets defense every week. They've been really good. Kirk Cousins is prone to interceptions. You have 2 supreme cover corners on the Jets, led by Sauce Gardner, who's going to go against Justin Jefferson. Can't wait to see that matchup. I don't know if he's going to be exclusively on Jefferson just because the Jets play a lot of zone defense and they don't move around their corners, but I'm fascinated by that matchup. Zay Jones or Gabe Davis, that's my dilemma. I'm going to go Zay Jones. I don't like Gabe Davis. I just don't. I think Isaiah McKenzie is going to be more of a thing. And again, if Davis catches a touchdown tonight, so be it. You can't lose sleep over it. His track record has not been good. Zay Jones, meanwhile, coming off a really big game. He's got a connection going with Trevor Lawrence. It's a really good matchup against Detroit, whose defense sucks. So I'm going Zay Jones. Would you play banged up Lamar against Broncos or Tua against 49ers defense with Terron Armstead? I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Those 49ers defense is loaded. Best offensive lineman being out. I think I would roll the dice with Lamar Jackson, even though I love Tua, love the season he's having. Just left 2 podcasts to watch this one. Like your input, doing great. Thank you, Chris. I really appreciate that. I appreciate all the support, 100%. So Michael Carter sat out again today. He's not going to play. Doesn't look good for him. I don't know if anybody caught this, but James Robinson popped off to the media saying he was, he was pissed. He used some colorful language describing his frustration about how he did not play last week. You know what? Tough. I mean, you're coming from a team that wasn't going to the playoffs to one that will. Whatever you contribute, just be grateful you're going to get an opportunity. So I think Zonovan Knight is going to get more work than we probably anticipated. He could get 15 plus carries in this game and, 3 to 4 catches. So, that makes the grade as a low end running back 2 in PPR leagues, and certainly as a flex in all leagues. And Zonovan Knight, I told you, he was my top waiver wire target this week. And I'm fully on him this week if Michael Carter misses the game, which I think he will. Chances Alvin Kamara gets suspended next season, very high, at least a game or two. Will Devontae Adams still face suspension? I don't think he's going to get a suspension for that. I don't think he might get a game, Devontae Adams, but Kamara is going to get at least a game, probably more. I'm going to have to go with Lamar. Yeah, I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. Listen, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm going with Lamar in both of my leagues. Would you play Kamara over CMC or Barkley? No. I'm going CMC. I don't like Kamara. He's not having a good finish to the season. I really think, guys his age, they tend to tail off as the season goes on. Hey boss, happy holidays. You too, Blair. Happy holidays. Should Fields or Cousins in full PPR format? Cousins. I got to go Cousins just because is a very, very high risk of re-injury for Fields. That's always death in fantasy football when you lose a guy early in the game. So I'm going to go Cousins. Even though there's more upside with Fields, he doesn't have Darnell Mooney. He's not going to probably have a lot of design rollouts either. So I'm going to go Cousins. Let's see, Pacheco or Knight this week. I'm going to go Knight, Zonovan Knight, just because he's going to catch passes that Pacheco's not going to catch, Michael. Thoughts on Saquon Barkley rest of season? I'm concerned. I think he's, ever since that 35 carry game, he looks like he's on fumes. That was criminal by Brian Dable to do that to him off of his injury history. And the opposing defense is just going to continue to stack the box on him. Would you start Kyren Williams or Rashad White? I'm going to go Rashad White. I know Kyren Williams, he's now a thing. I told you guys weeks ago to pick him up. I also have Lazard and Myers. I don't like Lazard. And Myers, I'm only playing him because I have to tonight. So I'm not really a fan of his either. Let's see. Let's go through the rest of the injury report. So Jelani Woods missed another game. So I did the trend and mirage video, and those videos seem to be, you guys like those trend mirage videos. And as far as Jelani Woods is concerned, I think that was a mirage last week. I don't see that continuing. He may even miss the game. He hasn't practiced Wednesday or Thursday, so I don't think Jelani Woods. Listen, he's a great athlete. He's one of those freak tight ends who can really run and has good jumping ability. And I think that, he's got certainly has good potential, but I'm not using him this week. And I don't even think he's going to play. And they have off next week as well. And remember, guys, week 14, there's 6 teams on a bye, which is ridiculous this late in the season. Make sure you have yourself covered for a possible win and get in scenario. Would you see Odell going if you had to predict a landing spot? Death Lord, I think he's going to Dallas. That's what I've been saying all along. I've been hearing Dallas. At this stage, would you hold on to Lazard, see if things... Yeah, no, I would hold on to him, LDOT. All it takes is one Christian Watson injury for Lazard to be the top guy again. He had a good first 9 weeks of the season. There's no doubt about it. But he's very unpredictable now. Would you start Garrett Wilson over Olave? I think I would. Garrett Wilson has a really nice rapport with Mike White. So I think I would go with Garrett Wilson. What's up? Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Got Bills D and kicker tonight. Yeah, I got Jacoby Myers. So, Thursday games have been so cruel to me all season. Whenever I have players going on Thursday, they just do jack shit. And I'm expecting Jacoby Myers to have like 5 points tonight. That's just how it's going to go. I can tell you right now, if he scores, I'm going to do a cartwheel on the live stream. So I hope so. I'm not counting on it because nothing ever goes right for me on Thursday. That's from Zay Jones or Gabe Davis question. I also have Lazard and Myers. No, I like Zay Jones better than all those guys. Should I be worried with Dalton Schultz as my starting tight end if the Cowboys land? No, I don't think so. I think if you're a Michael Gallup owner, you should be concerned. Fantasy Sports Manning Cast. Yes. This is my fantasy cast. So I know, it was well received the first time I did it a few weeks ago. So I'm going to keep doing it every Thursday the rest of the season, and maybe even for the Saturday games once the college football season's over. I think Swift goes off this week. Who's with me? Hey, listen, Mike P, you're playing the odds. DeAndre Swift's got to go off at some point, right? So, I mean, week 13, process of elimination. We're running out of weeks, right? Who do you have winning tonight's game? I think the Bills are going to win. They're just a more explosive team. I'm playing Ramondre tonight, nervous because it's a Thursday night. Yeah, I know. Listen, I have Ramondre in my 10-2 team. And you know what's funny? I have the luxury. I have the first round bye sewn up. So the next 2 weeks really mean nothing for me. So I'm not concerned about that league. I have Ramondre going. I think he's going to have a huge game. I'm expecting at least 20 fantasy points. If he doesn't get at least 20 fantasy points, I'm going to be very shocked. Devontae Smith was limited with a groin injury. I'm a little bit concerned about Devontae Smith. I need him to play because my opponent in that 7-5 league that I'm in has AJ Brown. So I need Devontae Smith to be in there to siphon off touches. As a Pats fan, I'm saying Pats win because of their defense. They could. I wouldn't be surprised. You're never surprised with a Bill Belichick team. All right, so Treylon Burks, who should not be started in any leagues this week because he's going against the Eagles, and James Bradbury and Darius Slay. He's gonna have his lunch handed to him. He's sick, so he didn't practice today. A lot of guys getting sick. A lot of guys probably coming back from Thanksgiving with the flu, with COVID, even though we don't hear about COVID anymore. And the whole thing is complete bullshit. Guys probably have COVID left and right. The team's not reporting it. They're probably not testing for it either, so they don't have to do the mandatory quarantine. And it is what it is. It's the Bills deep back and healthy. They just lost Von Miller, so they're not healthy. I'm curious to see how good the Pats are going to be able to do tonight. I think the Pats are going to do a ball control offense. I think it's going to be a lot of Ramondre Stevenson runs because they're going to try to keep the Bills offense off the field. Austin Eckler, Saquon Barkley, and Kenneth Walker, which two should I roll? The first two. Walker's not playing well. Not that Barkley's playing great either, but he's a better receiver than the other. Barkley's much better receiver than Walker. All right, so we talked about Leonard Fournette. I mean, God, I just wish he would just get out of the way. Derrick Henry didn't practice today, but it was just a rest day for him. I'm trying to see what else here. Brandon Cooks didn't practice, but I think it was a Veterans Day for him. Darius Slayton is also sick. So again, a lot of guys are getting sick. I mean, is it COVID? Who knows? So for the Giants, Gary Brightwell, the third string running back, is sick, and his locker is next to Darius Slayton, and now Darius Slayton is sick. So that sounds like a COVID situation to me. Hopefully it stays away from Saquon Barkley. Would you believe that someone cut Dallas Goedert? What? When he was placed on IR, now he's coming back week 15. Oh my God, Eldad, talk about an early Christmas present. Could be a great backup. Yes, definitely. As a matter of fact, I mean, Goddard was playing at a similar pace of Mark Andrews before he got hurt. Chris Olave or Kenneth Walker, which one is winning Offensive Rookie of the Year? I think Olave because he had the head start. So Lamar Jackson's playing, like I said, he practiced in full today. That was good to see. David Njoku, we got to worry about. So he didn't practice with a knee injury. It was a new injury they talked about. I'm a little concerned about him. He has to practice tomorrow. He's going to be out. Aaron Rodgers was limited. He's got his ribs wrapped up. He's got his thumb wrapped up. I do admire the fact that he's staying out there. He's riding this out until the Packers are eliminated from the playoffs. So, there's something to be said for that, even though, like I said yesterday, he's a complete douchebag. But, if you're a Christian Watson or you want to see Aaron Rodgers play. Jerry Jeudy, Russell Wilson did not practice today. I don't know what the deal is with Wilson. KJ Hamler suffered a setback in his return. He's not going to play. Jerry Judy's probably not going to play, so the Broncos are a complete mess. And there was actually talk today about possibly sitting Russell Wilson at some point and playing Brett Rippon, clearly a ploy to try to get a better draft pick. I don't know what the Broncos are going to do. They have 4 more years of this contract. It's really ugly. The cap hit is insane when it comes to the impact on the cap from Russell Wilson's deal. I don't know what they're going to do with that situation. Eagles might bring back Malcolm Jenkins with injury. Is CJ going to think the Saints still on his race? Yeah, the Eagles, the Eagles are getting a little beat up as well. So Jerick McKinnon's got a hamstring, Kadarius Toney as well. They didn't practice again. Juju Smith-Schuster was sick. Another one. He got back on the field today. He should be good to go. He should get a full allotment of carries. snaps this week after being limited to about 30-something%, coming back from the concussion last week, which is very annoying for anybody that started him. Hit the like button. Thank you, Chris. I really appreciate that. Michael Gallup and Trayvon Diggs both sick, so they're out. God, I mean, there's so many guys that are sick. This is ridiculous. But, again, Thanksgiving, this happened last year. It happened the year before. Right after the Thanksgiving holiday, guys were going down left and right with illness. I remember last season I had Austin Eckler after Thanksgiving. I don't know anybody who owned Eckler last season. I had him. He got sick. He missed a crucial game that I wound up losing, and it cost me big time. I was just pissed off about that. He didn't get cleared in time. And I think Mike Williams had also got caught up in that, but he was cleared in time, if I could recall correctly. So, yeah, that was really annoying. Full PPR pick 2. Pickens, Cooks, Rashad White, Pacheco, AJ, Dillon, and Wilson Jr. I'm going to say White and Pickens, just because the other guys aren't going to catch a lot of passes, and I don't want anybody on the Texans. Bucks or Ravens defense? Ravens defense. Has to be the Ravens defense. The Broncos are just such a disgrace right now to any kind of offensive football. All right, Cam Akers, sick. He did not practice yesterday. He did not practice today because he's sick. I mean, how many guys now have I named that's been sick? 10 plus offensive guys just in the last, 20 minutes I've been on here. I've been discussing I've been sick. So, yeah, Chris, I talked about Debo right at the top. He missed practice again. It was raining, so I don't know if they just wanted to be careful. But anyway, so Cam Akers, if he doesn't practice again tomorrow, he's probably going to be out. What a disgrace this guy's been from a performance standpoint. He's completely shot. He's got nothing to offer right now. All right, so Antonio Gibson missed practice. He's got a foot injury. Not sure what the deal is there in terms of, Ron Rivera said after practice today that they're going to they have a plan in place to get Antonio Gibson back onto the field tomorrow for practice. Right now he's a backup running back on his own team. Brian Robinson is starting to look like a league winner. He was phenomenal last week, over 100 yards. He caught a touchdown pass, and he's capable of catching the football. And with Antonio Gibson now possibly missing week 13 with an injury, didn't practice. I think he was limited yesterday, didn't practice today. It's not looking so good. Can I start Pat's defense? No, Scott, I would not start them. Is it smart to keep Curtis Samuel, or should I drop him? You don't need to keep Curtis Samuel. I know Taylor Heineke's not playing horribly, but there's no reason to keep Curtis Samuel. He's not, the first couple of weeks were really interesting because he was running the football. He was catching a decent amount of passes. But now it's really just Terry McLaurin and, Antonio Gibson, Brian Robinson out of the backfield and not much else. So I wouldn't hold on to Curtis Samuel. I mean, you could hold on to him as a stash maybe if you're a McLaurin owner, but that's as far as it would go. Now, as far as Debo, it's a quad. Midweek downgrade, not an especially good sign for the star receiver. Could be a full day of maintenance. So, again, what I've been saying all along is that Debo Samuel is going to be a bust this year, and he's been a bust. He went in the second round in majority of leagues. Numbers haven't even come close to justifying that position, and this is something that I talked about right at the beginning of training camp. All right, so somebody asked me about Jamar Chase. He was limited, so back-to-back limited's not great. You don't want to see that. He did speak extensively with the media on Wednesday, said he's going to be suiting up for the Chiefs. I felt good moving around. Let's see. Looks to be trending up, but could be on a pitch count against the Chiefs. That possibility might move him close to low-end wide receiver 1, but we're not sitting Chase if he starts. Yeah, so, back-to-back limiteds, it's not awful. I'm only starting Tyler Bass today. Yeah, I would start Tyler Bass tonight for sure. I don't know what the weather is. Somebody could check the weather on the game tonight. I appreciate that. But Jamar Chase, is he going to be limited again tomorrow? Sounds like a snap count is coming, so you may not get that monster Jamar Chase game that you're used to seeing out of the guy. That's if you're a T Higgins owner, I think you're gonna. Oh, Kevin, where are you? Where are you? You're from the area. All right, so the weather is fine according to Kevin. I'm not. It's not going to be vintage Jamar Chase. If he's on the field for 30% of the snaps, it's going to be hard unless he scores. Which he always has a good chance of doing. You figure he's going to be in there for every snap in the red zone. going to play on third downs, obvious passing downs. So, from Foxborough, okay. New England and Buffalo. So 20. Oh yeah. So that's the weather. Um, it looks like it's going to be pretty good tonight, which is good for the passing game. That's what because you never know this late in the season whether it's New England or Buffalo. But getting a little bit more in tune with what Jamar Chase is going to do. I think just temper expectations a bit. Don't expect the stud Pro Bowl Jamar Chase right out of the gate here. Now there's going to be a lot of passing in this game. The over under is I think the highest on the board this week. We all know Pat Mahomes is going to be slinging it all over the field. Joe Burrow is going to want to go toe to toe with him. I love Joe Burrow's guts. I think he could play for my team any day. I think it's going to be John Brown is up. Yes. I don't think any of the other three guys are hurt. I don't know. Does Jamar Chase have a good playoff schedule? I don't think so. I think I was down on Joe Burrow's playoff schedule. I did that during the live stream a couple of weeks ago. So I talked about all the playoff schedules for the prime quarterbacks there. And I believe Justin Herbert had a really good schedule. Lamar Jackson's got a good schedule. I don't think Joe Burrow had a good one. Facing off against Allen tonight. Hopefully he sucks. Yeah, Alex, man, it's tough when you're going against, Josh Allen or, Christian McCaffrey. Whenever you're going against these or Pat Mahomes, my God, when you go against these guys, you just kind of close your eyes. And what I often do is, like with Mahomes, when I go against Mahomes, I don't watch that Chiefs game. And I only check out the score when the game is completely over so that there's no torture for 3 hours. I just deal with it all at once at the end of the game. Okay, he had 30 points. Shit. Okay, that sucks. And then, you move on. But I can't live and die with, every touchdown or every play. Cincinnati terrible schedule. Yeah, it's not looking. I could have sworn it wasn't a good schedule. You like Diggs tonight. I always like Diggs, Randy. Always like Stephon Diggs. Think McKenzie has a fantasy relevant game? I do. I think they unlocked something with him last week. Josh Allen, I think wants to throw it a little bit shorter now that his elbow's bothering him, and that jives perfectly well with Isaiah McKenzie. Juwan Johnson didn't practice today. He's got the ankle injury. So, he was beat up a little bit last week too. So, if you're in deeper leagues and you were using Juwan Johnson, you just got to be careful there. We talked about Najee Harris. Travis Etienne was limited Thursday with his foot issue. It looks like he's going to be just fine, though. He's trending in the right direction. We talked about Darius Slayton. We talked about Lamar Jackson. I think I pretty much covered it all. Yes. So Russell Gage practiced, but nobody really cares. Yeah. So that's it as far as the injury report. So you think Hasty plays? I think Darrell Henderson could play too. Joe, I don't think either guy is fantasy worthy as long as sorry, I got to keep adjusting this. Sorry, guys. I don't think either guy is fantasy worthy as long as Travis Etienne is in the lineup. Can Lenny just sit out? Yeah, I wish he would just sit out. And listen, I'm a double Lenny owner. I was totally in on it, and I made a mistake there, and I violated one of the Cardinal rules. Don't draft a running back 27 or older. Fournette was 27 coming into the season. Joe Mixon, 27. Take away that one game, he hasn't been great. Guys that are 27 and older, they really start to show their age. Dalvin Cook's 27. He hasn't had a vintage season himself. Alvin Kamara, 27, not having a great season. So, guys, it's clear the trend is there. Next season, whoever's 27 and older at running back, do not draft. Any updates on CMC? Yes, Alex, CMC is good to go. He's going to play a full allotment of carries according to himself. He met with the media today, said he's fine. Mostert looks like he's going to go. He's got, him and Wilson have the revenge game against the 49ers. I wouldn't play Mostert, though. That's a horrible matchup. Zay Jones is good to go. He's playing Detroit. And Njoku, I'm concerned about. He's missed both practices. I think if he doesn't practice tomorrow, he's obviously not going to go. No problem, Alex. I don't mind going through it again. What surprised you more, Rams cutting Henderson or Broncos cutting Melvin Gordon? I guess the Rams cutting Henderson. I mean, he was a useful player for them, and he was still young. So I didn't understand that. They don't have any draft picks to move up with and try to think about. So I don't know. King Henry, yes. But, Kevin, here's the thing. Henry has been the exception, but you have to keep in mind when he first came into the league, his first 2 years, I believe DeMarco Murray was still there, and he was only a part-time player. So Kamara was a full-time player from the get-go. Joe Mixon was a full-time player from the get-go. It's Dalvin Cook, a full-time player from the get-go. That's the difference there. And also, if you look at Henry, now that the season is into December, he has been sliding. The last 2 games haven't been good. Is age a factor now showing up for him? I think it is. McKenzie's going to be fine. Terrell, I think he's going to be good tonight. If Theo consider Mike Williams, wait and see. Mike Williams is not going to play. Starting Gus over Pacheco. Tell me I'm not crazy. I think you're crazy. I think I would start Pacheco. NFL Sunday slates and grow. Yeah, this is the week, guys, for football. Now, here's the thing. So Sunday, the instant injury videos, I might be quiet for a little bit. It's going to sound worse than it is. I do have to go to a wake on Sunday. One of my wife's relatives who was quite elderly passed away. So I'm going to have to go to a wake on Sunday, and that obviously supersedes anything with football. So if you don't see any instant injury analysis at some point on Sunday, that means I'm at the wake. So I won't be out long. I will be coming home and jumping right back into it. But in case you're wondering, hey, where's the video? Somebody got hurt. That's why, not a tragedy or anything. Person was just very, very old. It's always sad when somebody passes away, don't get me wrong, but that's where I'm going to be for at least a part of the day, Sunday afternoon. Do you like Jacoby Myers? I mean, I'm going with him tonight, Randy. I have him in the lineup. So, let's hope it works out, because I just really need something to go well for me on a Thursday. I started Evan Ingram over Njoku last week, dumbass of the week. Oh, so yeah, I mean, listen, I made some dumbass moves this season too, believe me. So where are you playing guys after they come back? Yeah, for sure. I mean, look at Juju Smith-Schuster. He didn't even play 35% of the snaps. I don't even think he played. The Jets trade for Robinson, they don't use him. Yeah, that didn't make sense to me either. I mean, I don't know if they just weren't happy with how he looked. But also they gave up a 6th-round pick that can turn into a 5th if he plays a certain amount of time. So maybe that's also why the Jets are not using him. Maybe they just didn't like what they saw initially, and they're not going to put him out there. Should I start Patriots defense or pick up Cleveland or Green Bay? Don't start Patriots defense. Go either. I would go Cleveland. I mean, they're playing Houston for sure. Devontae Parker, I don't know. It depends. He's so hot and cold. I really don't like him. All right, let's see. Komet this week. Komet, lukewarm on Komet. I mean, but there's nobody left, so they got to throw to somebody. Zay Jones, Garrett Wilson, or Treylon Burks. Not Treylon Burks. I would go Garrett Wilson slightly over Zay Jones. Sutton or Pacheco. If Russell Wilson plays, I got to go Sutton, but then I would go Pacheco if Wilson is out. Sorry, but hope everything goes well. Yeah. Listen, no, it was fine. It like I said, things happen. I got to, I have a wake Sunday. Nothing unexpected, and just an elderly relative of my wife's that passed. So, got to be the supportive husband and go. And obviously that takes precedent. But I will be back on doing the instant injury videos as soon as I get back. But thank you. I really appreciate that to Josh. Stevenson, 2 TDs, at least 1. I think he's going to have a huge day. Aldot, thank you. I appreciate that. Would you play Latavius Murray, or Jeff Wilson? I got to go Jeff Wilson. I don't want anybody on Denver, even though I hate the matchup for Wilson. I played Foster Moreover and Njoku last week. Got lucky. Yeah, I would say you did. I don't see the Jets making the playoffs. They still play, but yeah, I don't see. I don't even think the Giants are going to win another game this season, and I'm a Giants fan. So let me get the game queued up now while I'm sitting here. I definitely agree with you there. I don't think that it's going to be tough for the Jets to make the playoffs. I think, but we'll see. I mean, listen, they're playing a lot better than anybody could have possibly imagined at this point. Burks or Sutton? Sutton, I guess. Burks has got a horrible matchup. The Eagles secondary is just completely locked down as it gets. I'll never play in a 12-team family league again. Last night was our trade deadline, and nobody communicates. Yeah, that sucks, Alex. That really sucks. And you know what? In the league that I'm 7-4 in, we had a situation where, believe it or not, the last place team is 0-12, right? He picked up Ryan Tannehill because he has Aaron Rodgers, who's been injured. And some people felt that he's 0-12. He shouldn't be making moves. I thought that was complete bullshit. The guy paid his entrance fee. He can do whatever he wants. He's not helping anybody. There was no issue about that. But, and then you have the other issue where I have another team in that same league that's 2-10, and they didn't edit their lineup last week. And that really, I hate when that happens. And nothing was said, when the season started about, who should be, should we edit lineups if the guy's not editing lineups? So if you don't make that rule before the season, then the commissioner editing lineups, it kind of looks funny. So, I've been dealing with that a little bit. And that really sucks when somebody doesn't, edit their lineup. Oh, thank you, Gerard. I really appreciate that. Like I said, it was nothing unexpected, but listen, we all get old and we all pass at some point, right? Wasn't a tragedy situation or anything like that. I will never. Would you play White this week? Yeah, I would play White. I have no issue playing White this week. I think he's going to be just fine. Maybe not have as many as points last week, but maybe he scores this week. Coach Walker second or Barkley? Barkley, because Barkley will catch passes and Walker won't. And I do like Barkley a little bit better as a runner than. Oops, sorry about that. The volume jacked up there. I love Ryan Fitzpatrick, by the way, on these Thursday night games. And Ryan Fitzpatrick was one of my favorite players of all time. The guy was just awesome. Every time he came in, he gave you a spark. He was just the best backup quarterback ever, in my opinion. Last year I traded Josh Allen, Chris Godwin, DK Metcalf, and Derek Carr, Tyreek Hill, and Damian Harris. Oof. I had Joe Burrow as my backup quarterback. My receiver core is Debo Hill and Chase. Yeah, I mean, you definitely gave up a lot. Sutton or Gus? I go Sutton. I'm not a Gus fan at all. So I also I have this. I'm going to start this tomorrow. Swagger with Jimmy Johnson. I've been really looking forward to this book. It was written by Dave Hyde. I'm going to start this tomorrow. I'm going to review it for you guys when I'm done reading it. I'm a big Jimmy Johnson fan. I'm very curious about, he's probably got a lot of stories to tell. There's some really good pictures in here. Of course, he very successful college coach at Miami, very successful with Dallas, had the issues with Jerry Jones, two guys that certainly have quite the ego, and went on to Miami. And I also, I don't know if anybody remembers this, but Jimmy Johnson was also on Survivor. He went on Survivor for one season. I think he only lasted a couple of days, but he's lived a fascinating life for sure. And, the book talks about all of his experiences as a coach, and also the toll it took on his family, namely his son, who I believe battled some substance abuse issues. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. I'm going to try to finish it in a couple of days. It's not overly big. It's like 250 pages, but it's larger print. So I think I can get through this in a couple of days. So I'll review that for you guys. Picked up Zay Jones, wide receiver depth, and two teams are interested. Tried reaching out to upgrade my running back. Nobody answers. I'm thinking about joining more leagues next year to have more fun. Yeah, I mean, that sucks. You got to be in a league where there's trades. I don't know what the point of playing fantasy football is if you don't make trades, right? I mainly did a trade for Tyreek Hill because I was going Godwin. Yeah, Tyreek Hill. That's another thing. We all missed the boat on Tyreek Hill. Should have been a late first round pick. We all panicked a little bit, worried a little bit too much about Tua Tagovailoa and his ability to prop up the fantasy values of Hill and Jalen Waddle. And both Hill and Waddle have been top 5 PPR guys. So that shows we all missed the boat on that one. He knew how to get through the players. Yes. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson knew how to get through the players. And I remember, too, when he was on Survivor, because I watched it. I used to love Survivor. I don't watch it anymore, but I was always fascinated with that show. When he was on Survivor, he was helping one of the castaways who was really struggling, and he went into coach mode, and it was like I think I would run through a brick wall for the guy. Like, it was just the way he was trying to help this individual, and the advice that the advice he was giving him. It was very inspiring. So, like I said, I'm very curious about this book. I also have the Bo Jackson book coming. I didn't get to see Bo Jackson play. It was a little bit before my time, but fascinated with his story. Arguably a top 5 athlete of all time in the NFL. You certainly could put him there. Had the hip injury, which is a very serious situation. And, I'm going to make sure I read that book as well. So I have that on I'm a big reader. So, those are on the schedule. All right, we're getting ready to start here. So, wow, Dolphins and Bills 8-3, Jets 7-4, Pats 6-5. So every team is over 500 here. I can't see the Pats or the Bills. I mean, excuse me, the Pats or the Jets making the playoffs. The other two, yes. Big landing spot for Tom Brady in the offseason. New England. Yeah, I keep hearing this New England talk. I don't understand that. Mac Jones hasn't been bad. I think you have something there with Mac Jones. He was fantastic Thanksgiving night. I don't understand that. I just don't. I don't think Belichick would go for that. I just don't see it. San Francisco, Jimmy G's a free agent, so I could see San Francisco. I could see the Raiders. I could see the Raiders in San Francisco more than New England. Singletary, yes or no? Reluctantly, yes. Low end running back too, Felipe. So if you got to make the change, you're welcome, Chris. No problem there. I tell you what, Al Michaels, man, he looks the same all these years later. As a Pats fan, Mac Jones has been bad. Trust me, I'd rather start Bailey Zappi. I wouldn't do that. I disagree with you. I think Mac Jones has been good. Last year he completes 67% of his passes. This year he's at like 69%. The guy gets the ball out quick. He's accurate. He's very smart. He's cerebral. He doesn't move well. I get it. Doesn't have the strongest arm. But I think Mac Jones is better than people give him credit for. And he took the team to the playoffs as a rookie. That's not a small thing. You don't think Brady's done after this year? I don't think he's done. I mean, he's divorced now. What does he give a shit for now, right? He has nothing to go home to anymore. So I think he's going to keep playing. He doesn't have the pressure at home anymore now, right? So why not keep playing? But he's definitely slipped this year. There's no doubt about it. What else did I want to talk about today before the game? Yeah, oh God, I hope Jacoby Myers comes through for me tonight. Give me a catch at least on the first series. So, I have some points in the bank right off the bat. Pats are only good in playoff contention because of their defense. Yes, and because of Ramondre Stevenson. Ramondre Stevenson has been a godsend for this team. That was a great draft pick by the Pats. The Pats have made some curious draft picks in the past. DeAndre Richardson, Hill over Freiermuth. No, I'm going Freiermuth. I'm definitely going Freiermuth. He's been good. He's been very underrated this season, Freiermuth. So, he's been quite underrated for me. And, he's in that top 7, top 8 production wise for tight ends. Davis is going to blow up because I sat him. Yeah, that's how it goes, Mike. 100%. So Gabe Davis is going to catch 2 touchdowns because Mike P benched him. And isn't that how it always goes, guys? It always goes that way. So listen to this. In the league that I'm 7-5 in, I traded Chris Godwin in a deal for DeAndre Hopkins. Now, Godwin had not scored the entire fucking season, right? I traded him 2 weeks ago. He has scored in both games since. So, I mean, I know Hopkins scored as well, and he's been great. But, the last 2 weeks, Godwin has outscored Hopkins, so I'm already coming out on the short end of that deal. But it just goes to show he hasn't scored all year. I trade him, and he scores in both games. Kittle or Freiermuth? Oh, Kittle. Definitely Kittle. Kittle's third best tight end in fantasy football right now with Dallas Goedert injured. It was Kelsey, Andrews, Goddard. Now it's Kelsey, Andrews, Kittle in that order. Godwin's better last season, this season, a whole bucks off. Yeah, but you know what? He's actually really coming up big right now. Godwin looks like the PPR cheat code he was down the stretch last season. All right, so we're almost ready here for kickoff. I really hate this Prime Video thing, though. I really hate it. So I'm actually watching it on my phone, believe it or not, because I've been relegated to one of the bedrooms because my better half has got the basement bunker. So you gotta be fair, right? You gotta live in harmony with your wife and compromise, right? I can't hog the basement all the time. Evans looks slow. Yeah, he does. He's hurt. He's older. A lot of wear and tear on him. Seahawks or 49ers, who wins the NFC West? San Francisco. And San Francisco is going to come out of the NFC into the Super Bowl. I'm all in on that. I think they could easily knock off Minnesota, who I don't fear. The Eagles are going to be a tough test, but running quarterbacks like that, like Jalen Hurts or Lamar Jackson, haven't had the best history in the playoffs. So, I don't consider Pat Mahomes a running quarterback. He's a pass first, and then he can run second. NFC Championship will be 49ers. Yeah, I could see that. 49ers, Eagles. All right, so 33 degrees, feels like 28. So All right. So Kaylee Hunt, this good. She's pretty. This girl. So yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah, in terms of Evans, I know Mike P brought it up. He definitely looks slow. He's got Marshawn Lattimore this week too, so I'm not. I don't have good expectations for Evans this week, and that it's crazy how Lattimore not only gets in his head and makes him guy goaded him into that fight that earned him a game suspension, but um, he just dominates him every time. All right, who's getting the ball first here? So Jacoby Myers, let's go. Let's do it. And Ramondre Stevenson. I want a big Ramondre Stevenson game. Next year, Ramondre Stevenson is a mid-first round pick. Probably the back half, like I would say like 7, 8, 9. That's where Ramondre Stevenson's going to be. So that would put him out of my range because I don't want to use a first-round pick on a running back. I do feel like, too, though, that Stevenson is not overshadowed, but he's not talked about as much as he should. I think he's having a really, really good season. Nobody's talking about AFC Championship, Bills or Ravens. I don't think it's going to be the Ravens. I think it's going to be the Bills. And I hope it would be great to see a rematch of those two teams. All right, so this is a good coaching matchup. Sean McDermott versus Bill Belichick. Whether you love him or hate him, Bill Belichick is the best coach. Forgot about that suspension. Going to be an interesting game. Yes. Yeah, it will be. All right, so Marcus Jones broke the hearts of the Jets a couple of weeks ago, so the Pats are going to get the ball first. They're probably going to run it the first 2 plays and then pass on third down. That's how I see it. They're going to probably go right into the run heavy offense in order to try to keep the Bills off the field. That's what they're going to do tonight. I know they threw the ball a lot against Minnesota last week because that's how you beat Minnesota. Minnesota's pass defense is horrible. That's the MO on how to beat the Vikings. All right, so Jones barely even gets to the 20-yard, if he even got to the 20-yard line. So Mac Jones coming out. You see, I like Mac Jones more than most. Damian Harris will be gone the offseason past him. No, they don't need him. They tried to trade him leading up to the season. They didn't find any takers. He's a solid player, but he's limited. Always banged up, doesn't catch passes. This is a Ramondre Stevenson show now, and they're going to run this guy into the ground, I think, next season. All right, let's see here. First down. I'd be shocked if they throw it, but I could be wrong. Yep, they ran a first down and just a short gain. So, again, I think they're going to run it first, second down, and then they're going to pass it third down. They really want to milk this clock as much as they could. They do not want Josh Allen on the field. That's all right. So Devontae Parker, Tyquan Thornton, and Jacoby Myers. So Ramondre Stevenson going out wide. This is an interesting setup. So they got nobody in the backfield, so they're going to throw here. Now Stevenson comes back in, so maybe it was just a. That's Tyquan. So Devontae Parker with the first catch. Come on. Get to Jacoby Myers. Let's go. Need better wide receivers. Yeah, the wide receivers are not good for the Pats. They definitely need to get a wide receiver, 100%. Damian Harris worth stashing as a handcuff. No, I wouldn't use him, L. Ramondre Stevenson has proven himself to be very, very durable. So I tell you what, Devontae Parker's been playing well. 3rd and inches. Oh, Jesus. Oh. There you go. So So nothing from Myers on the first series. What? Listen, I knew that was going to happen. I don't even know what the hell that was. Yeah, there's something got messed up on the timing there. So I'm not sure that's totally Steven's fault there, but not what you want to see on that first series, and they only were able to use a couple of minutes on the clock there. So now the nuclear aerial show that is the Buffalo Bills going to be coming on the field. I say Isaiah McKenzie catches the first pass. That's my prediction. I think Isaiah McKenzie, I think that's something that they really started to exploit. And why did the Bills trade for Naheem Hines? Like, I don't understand that move at all. Just like the Jets with James Robinson, Naheem Hines for the Bills, he's literally done nothing for them. So I don't understand that at all. All right, so I'm also curious tonight to see if Josh Allen, if he can build off of last week. Last week was a very impressive game. I think that he looked better. Didn't look to be as inhibited as he did the week before with the elbow. So, got to see here. All right, well, you know what? He was going for McKenzie. Oh man, Singletary. He had room too. So he was looking for McKenzie. So I think I was right. So McKenzie was the first read, and then Singletary just doink. Elbow looks right. Yeah, it does look wrapped pretty good, Mike. You're right. So really bad. The ball must be slippery because that's twice now we've seen the ball slip out of guys' hands. Not the best start fantasy wise. I mean, geez. All right, so Diggs in motion. And I got to be careful how much I talk about the game. Wow. Wide open. Yes. Found the gap in that scene, that's for sure. Where are they playing? Buffalo, New England. They're playing in New England. So, I mean, listen, it looks like good weather. I still remember the nightmare of last season when the Bills and the Pats played in that wind snowstorm, and I was a Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs owner, and I played them both. And I think Allen had like 13 points and Diggs had like 7. It was an absolute disaster. Cost me the game. So, I mean, Diggs is having a phenomenal season. He really is. He's so good. He's so consistently good that he, too, I think, slips through the cracks a little bit. All right, nothing doing for Singletary here. And, I think the Bills, they've been trying to get a little bit more dynamic in the backfield. They haven't been giving Cook. I thought they would be giving Cook more and more opportunities as the season has gone on. Maybe he's not showing good practice efforts or good results in practice because Bill Belichick, we saw last season, Sean McDermott, we saw last season that he was trying to do everything he could not to play Singletary really until the end of the season when he had no choice. Diggs underestimated route run. Yeah, Diggs is always open for sure. Makes big plays too. All right, that's incomplete. So you see, now that's a throw right there that could be the elbow. All right, so he just grounded the ball. That could be an elbow situation. So this is a big early play here because if the Pats can get the stop, that'll be really good. Good confidence for their defense. They probably would get pinned down tight to the end zone there, though. That's the only thing with the subsequent punt. But yeah, I do love Stephon Diggs. I don't have him on any of my teams this year, but I would. I was doing my best to try to get him. It just never worked out that way. God, he's so tough. What was that? Wow, look at that play. All right, so I don't know. That looked a little fishy to me. Yep, ball's out. Wow, look at that play. Now that is an improvisational gem from Allen there. Wow. And he had the arm strength to get that out. Pats are in the throwbacks. Yeah, they have the throwback uniforms. So good first drive for Buffalo already. And they are going pass heavy. My goodness. Another Diggs catch, man. So if you have Stephon Diggs, and there's a flag, if you have Stephon Diggs, you're off to a good start. Lucky. All right, we got to see what the penalty is. Oh, they got Diggs. All right, so that's not going to count. There's nothing more disheartening, right? When your guy in fantasy makes a big play and then you see the flag come out, you're like, oh, God, it's going to get wiped out. Or especially if they score a touchdown and the flag comes out, it's usually a hold or something of that nature. Like when your running back, goes 40 yards and scores and you see the flag come out and there was a hold along the way. So, that's the stuff that absolutely drives me crazy in fantasy. So now 1st and 20, yeah, that I don't know about that. Some of these calls, man. All right, so yeah, decent run there for Singletary. So, the Bills use the run to set up the pass, unlike most other teams who use the run to set up the pass. So, I could see them doing some play action here. Because it's sort of you're in the, what is it, 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 6. So you're kind of in the middle there where you could do a run or a pass. So a play action would be a good call here if they do it. Fake it to fake handoff maybe. And let's see. Nope, there it is. Play action, just like I said, and going nowhere. So, listen, the Pats defense, other than that one blown coverage on Diggs have been, they're off to a decent start here. So, yeah, so I mean, often, and listen, I'm not an NFL coach, but I do coach high school football. When it's 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6, play action is that's a perfect time to use the play action, and that's what they did there with the fake handoff. It looks like the Pats pass rush is really causing some early problems here for the Bills. The Pats defense has played well, so 3rd and 15, they got to get a stop here. Oh, that's a false start. All right, so the Bills are just going backwards. So this has been a really ugly start to the game for both teams. You think you can still throw it downfield, though? The bombs down the field, Mike P., I'm not sure. That's what we're going to find out tonight. I don't like that first pass to Gabe Davis, that's for sure, where he grounded it. So Pats need to blitz a lot in this game early and often. Yeah, definitely. They're going to, definitely they're going to blitz a lot. This is the way to beat Josh Allen. You got to speed up the process there. But you got to be careful, too, with the blitz that you don't leave the middle of the field open for him to step up because he can pick up chunks of yardage in no time with his scrambling ability. So that's what you have to worry about with Allen here. I believe they're probably going to keep a spy in the middle on a 3rd and 20. All right, so no blitz. They just rushed 4. So, yeah, so they're going to do the dump off there. So that was well played. On a 3rd and 20, you're not going to blitz. You're gonna allow the distance to help with the defensive setup. So in other words, give them the check down and then, have the linebackers come up and make the stop. No sense doing a blitz because that will leave the middle of the field wide open for a possible chunk gain. And then you can get a first down scenario there. I need to blitz and play. Yeah, so Tyler Bass here, 48-yard field goal. This guy's been good. If you play kickers in your league, I guess he's one of the top guys, right? I don't play kickers in either one of my leagues. All right, right down the middle. All right, so 8:02 to go. Let's get the Pats back on the field. Let's get some passes and some runs. Ramondre Stevenson, Jacoby Myers. Come on, let's go here. So now they're going to have to – Pats got to do something now. They can't put the Bills right back onto the field, the Bills offense right back onto the field. So that's where the game within the game comes in. If the Pats defense is going to be on the field constantly, then it's going to be a long night. Josh sounds like Tom Brady. Can't play zone against a guy like that. Yeah, he'll just pick you apart. And, I've said this on the stream yesterday that Josh Allen is the very rare quarterback prospect that improved his accuracy once he got to the NFL. Oftentimes when you're not an accurate passer in college, you don't improve on that aspect very much in the NFL. And I brought up, Jamarcus Russell, Kyle Bowler, guys like that, Achilles Smith, and their careers never panned out because they never learned to be accurate. Josh Allen is one of the rare guys that actually did improve there. But he still has his moments, too. Do you have 2 flex spots instead of 1? No, we have 1. No kicker, no defense in one league, and then no kicker in the other league. And I love it. It's just annoying having kickers and defenses, in my opinion. Hey, Rain, how you doing? Hope the Lord's blessing you, this Bills defense. Thank you, Rain. I hope the Lord's blessing you, too. Let's go Bills defense watching now. Yeah, it's been a defensive battle so far for both teams. So I'm hoping that, Rain, I was telling the rest of these guys that I'm a Jacoby Myers owner, so I need to get him involved here in my 7-5 team. I really need to win this week. A lot of pressure. I'm in the 6th spot and 6 teams make the playoffs, so I really need to get the win this week. I don't want to fall behind early in the week, so I need Myers to start picking up some catches. They hit Devontae Parker on the first completion. I'm hoping for the best, but I always expect the worst on Thursday night for sure. I just nothing ever goes right for me on Thursday night. But you know what? I mean, if he scores a touchdown, I'll be like a pig in mud, right? Or pig in shit, whatever the expression is. So we'll see here. But I do like the way the Pats defense opened up. in that series. They look good. Um, so far nothing for Gabe Davis, nothing for Isaiah McKenzie. Hopefully that changes as the game goes on. If you're a Josh Allen owner, didn't exactly throw it that well the first series. Hopefully that gets better as the game goes on. All right, so let's see what are the Pats going to do here. I would imagine that they're going to try to set up a screen for Ramondre Stevenson. They're probably going to get is that one of the linemen that's getting taped up? So they're probably going to get Stevenson out in space. I think that's what you want to do to try to soften it up a little bit, especially if he puts this kick into the end zone. Pat's game plan on offense needs to be to run the ball the whole game and control. Yes, that's the plan. And you're right. No Von Miller. You want to keep the Bills off the field as much as you possibly can. So, we'll see here what this possession has in store for New England. I thought they would run it the first two. Yeah, good choice. Don't take that. I thought they would run it on the first two plays the last drive, and that didn't happen. So I expect a screen pass to Ramondre Stevenson in the first couple of plays here. So that's what we gotta look for. All right. Yeah, so listen, I think Mac Jones is capable. I think he's capable. He's not dynamic, let's face it. He was a fifth quarterback taken for a reason in the draft, in his draft class here. All right, so Myers is in motion. Again, now they throw the Hunter Henry. No, and that's another thing. Hunter Henry's been getting more targets of late as well. Henry's a good player. He's a solid player. He's a decent streamer. He's going to get targets in the red zone. The Pats are definitely passing it a lot more than I thought. I didn't think they would be passing it as much as they have here. 2nd and 1. Obviously, you probably want to run the ball here. All right. What do you think I should trade Kamara for Kenneth Walker straight up full P? Yes, I think you should do that trade. I don't like the way Alvin Kamara looks right now at all, Edward. All right. First down for the Pats. All right. That's good. All right. So, you know what? They're moving the ball. Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa. How about that group? Alabama? Alabama, and the kid coming out now. I mean, he's going to be top 5 pick. And he reminds me of he's a right-handed Tua Tagovailoa. So Alabama's really churning out high-end quarterbacks. And the Ohio State kid, CJ Stroud. Ohio State has a very bad history of sending quarterbacks to the NFL, so there's a little bit of a concern about that. But who's that? Nelson Aguilar. Everybody but Jacoby Myers, right? So this is what happens, guys. Every Thursday, I told you. I don't even think Myers is in there for this snap. Nope. So did Myers wind up getting dinged up already? I don't understand it. Oh, man. Tell me he got dinged up already. I don't see him out there, guys. So now Mac Jones is running. So Aguilar is out there. There's a flag coming out. Yeah, I figured that was coming. I figured the hold was coming. So Nelson Aguilar. Oh, man. Did anybody see Myers go out? I didn't get any alerts on that one. If Aguilar's in there, that makes me nervous because, it's supposed to be Myers above Aguilar on the depth chart. So I'm just hoping that he didn't get some kind of re-aggravation because then there's a donut right there for me. Come on, Jones. And there's Ramondre Stevenson. Oh, God, he fumbled again. What is going on? What is going on right now? I just saw Myers. All right, good. I hope he's in there. Look at that ball. He's got to tuck that in there. That's inexcusable. Belichick's not going to stand for that at all. You saw Myers on the field, L. Dot, because I'm not seeing him. I don't know. I'm seeing Aguilar. I don't see him out there. Oi. Is he at the top of the screen? Is that him up there? Who is that? Who is that? Jesus Christ. What the hell was that? Wow. Wow. Marcus Jones. So there you go. All right. Yeah, I don't know, L. Dot. I don't see him. Wow, Marcus Jones. Where did that come from? They were completely caught off guard for that one. Absolutely caught off guard for that one. That's crazy. Great play. Listen, this guy's got speed. He's got speed. He's from Houston, University of Houston, I believe. Um, let's see. Yeah, he's got a lot of speed. So he broke the Jets' heart last week, and or rather a couple of weeks ago. All right, let's see. Oh man. So I mean, it looks like I mean, are they managing his? Oh God. I mean, I thought he was like that. I mean, that's unbelievable. So I think they might be managing Jacoby Myers. Unbelievable. Not on the play the last few plays. Patriots might be managing his snaps because of the shoulder injury. Yep. Well, there you go. So this is why I hate fantasy football sometimes. So Jacoby Myers looks like they're managing his. That's not an official. That's just somebody speculating on Twitter. But I didn't see him out there, so I don't even know. So there you go. If you have to start Jacoby Myers, your fantasy team is cooked. Yep, that's pretty much what I'm feeling right now. I mean, this can't happen. And now the Pats are out on the lead too, so they're not, Yep, I made the wrong decision. It looks like Marcus Jones, man, that was impressive. Let's see. Be lucky to get some. Yep. Unbelievable. Well, that was an impressive drive for sure. Um, you know, I didn't think that the Pats were going to be that gung ho about throwing the football this early in the game, but they the Marcus Jones thing too. That was interesting because the guy's obviously got great speed. So is Meyer on your side? Yeah, he is, Rain. He is. And of course, he got no targets. I got to sit and watch Nelson Aguilar, this Marcus Jones guy, Dave Devontae Parker and Hunter Henry and Stevenson all get catches, but nothing for Jacoby Myers. Hope they don't go away from Raji because of the fumbles. No, I don't think they'll do that yet, Eldad. If they lost a fumble, then maybe. But oh man. So I think I'm going to stick around, guys, till the end of the first quarter because I got some things I have to do for work tomorrow. So I'm going to probably have to cut it down after the first quarter. But yeah, man, that's frustrating with Myers. I hope it's just I can't even find Jones on an active roster. Yeah, because he's a defensive back, I believe. He's a cornerback, Mike P. Buffalo make a comeback still. Yeah, no, it's definitely early. I mean, no doubt about it. But 4:46 to go, and there he is on special teams. So listen, leave it to Belichick to figure out a way to get this kid involved. All right, so Buffalo taking it back here. So now the Bills got to respond. I mean, down 7-3. This is a huge game. It really is because there's a lot of playoff implications with the AFC East being the way it is, and they have to. It's a must win from this point on for all these teams. They're all jockeying for position. Yeah, man, this guy's got a lot of speed. Nobody could have saw that coming. Good blocking too. Really good blocking. All right, so what are the Bills going to do to respond here? Yikes. So James Cook, every time James Cook gets a chance, I feel like he just blows it. As a Pats fan, Bill Belichick, best head coach of all time. Yep, I agree. Definitely the best coach of all time. Totally agree. No doubt about it. All right, so no catches yet right now for Isaiah McKenzie or Gabe Davis. So, and honestly, in my 7-5 team, the only other option I had was Alan Lazard, uh, while I'm already starting Christian Watson. So, like, I really had no choice. DeAndre Hopkins was on a bye. Now that's what they got to do with James Cook. They got to get him out in space. They got to give him some opportunities in the passing game. Dawson Knox doesn't have a catch. So, if you're holding stock, and it's funny, all the guys that are catching passes tonight have like no fantasy value in terms of ownership. No catches for Davis, no catches for McKenzie, one from Diggs. Singletary's doing nothing. Jacoby Myers has got nothing. Stevenson can't even hold on to the football. Man, one of those days already. Shit. God, they just look at this flip. Doink. What is going on tonight with the football? Like, Dawson Knox now with a horrible drop. There is something going on with I don't know if the temperature with the ball. Why is it making it slick? I have no idea. Strangest season ever. The people that you don't expect to score have been scoring, and studs have been bombing. Yeah, 100%. It's just not good. Not good. I'm very frustrated already that Jacoby Myers is barely playing. Damn. Should I have gone Lazard and Christian Watson? I hate doing that, especially with a less than 100% Aaron Rodgers. And I also have Aaron Jones. I forgot to mention that too. So I'd have 3 Packers in one game. All right, so this is a big play here right now for the Bills, because if they don't get a first down here, then the Pats have a chance to really put the hammer on this game. It's clear as day not to trust anyone on Pat's offense outside of Stevenson. Yeah, you're right, Death Lord, 100%. Myers has had some good games this season, but I don't understand what's going on with him lately. Is he still hurt? Is it a situation like with Juju Smith-Schuster last week? I wouldn't have started Lazard either. He's on my bench. Yeah, I can't start Aaron Jones, Christian Watson, and Alan Lazard. I just can't do it. 3rd and 9. Oh, look. That's going to get a flag. Fuck, I knew it. He's going for Gabe Davis. Always a flag, guys. Always a flag. Yep. All right, guys. I think I'm going to end it a little bit early tonight. Like I said, I have some stuff I got to do for work tomorrow. But yeah, really boring start to this game other than that one play. I just want to see the end of this drive, though. Let me see what's I'm going to stick around just to see what goes on here with this Buffalo drive. I thought the quarter was over. There's 2:29 to go. So let me see what happens here. All right, so James Cook is getting a decent amount of snaps here. Now that was a good cut. Now that was a really good cut. Wow. James Cook, that looked really good. And listen, he looked like his brother there, didn't he? That was a really good cut. So watch the cut he makes here. He starts going left. And this is what you want to see from a young runner. You want to see them make that initial read, make that cut, get up the field quick. He's got good burst, short area burst. I have a feeling that they're going to target Gabe Davis again. I think they found something with Davis. They've been targeting him a couple of times, right? Only 2 players to trust: Christian Watson, Aaron Jones. Yes, that's word. You're right. So yeah, now they're giving this whole drive to James Cook, which is interesting. Not what you want to see if you're a Devin Singletary owner. Listen, Singletary is as boring as it gets. There's no doubt about it. At least Cook gives you a little bit more flash, if you will. So, like I said, so the passing down coming up. I think they found something with Gabe Davis. There's Singletary just sitting there watching with his jacket on. That's so, Singletary owners are kind of in the same boat as me right now with Jacoby Myers. If I can get 8 points from Jacoby Myers, I think I would be happy. Design run for Allen. Look at that move. Wow. All right, so this is Dawson Knox territory now. They're down at the 5-yard line or the 4-yard line, 1st and goal. They're going to get one more play here. This is Dawson Knox territory, if you ask me, or it could be another run by Josh Allen. So we got to. Does he roll out with a kid? Do they roll Allen out with the run pass option? Either throw it to Dawson Knox or he takes it in. That's what I would call here if I was the offensive coordinator. Oh, God, what is that? I don't like that play call at all. That was not a good play call at all. Don't like that one. All right, guys, end of the first quarter. I'm going to check out on this one. I'll see you all tomorrow for the live stream, the Football Friday live stream. This was fun. Thank you for joining me. Make sure, you join me for tomorrow as we wrap up the week for the injury report and all that good stuff. So enjoy the rest of the game tonight, guys. Be well, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good night.